Hey people, welcome to our online chat. It's really fun to be here. We've been kind of working hard behind the scenes to get this all brought to you. And I'm going to be here. I've got my keyboard set up. I've got all kinds of wires everywhere. It's been kind of fun getting this together, but I think it should sound pretty decent. And the keyboard should sound good. Here's what it sounds like for all of you out there. So on that note, folks, let's get it started. Deeply interested in the dream theater writing process. Well, the dream theater writing process, that's an interesting process. What generally happens is that we go in the studio. There's three of us that really write the music with occasional input from, like other people. But we have a really good formula. It's been working for quite some time. John Petrucci and I are very much in charge of the notes and just bouncing off of each other. I mean, I might play, and then and John will say, "Oh, da 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 da," and he might go, "How about?" Next thing you know, I'm like jotting the whole thing down, and then I say, "Okay, well, how about?" And it could be as fast as that. It might not be, but sometimes it goes really fast. So the dream theater writing process is very often inspired. It happens quickly. I write things down on like standard musical notation, like the old-fashioned way. And John Petrucci will be there, and he'll just be memorizing a million notes. And Mike is very much very director-like. And he is always behind the drums and adding rhythms. I got a special request actually to play a little bit of the ragtime bit. So it's like let's see if I can. I don't really have my whole system set up here properly, but it's you kind of go into it like this. MP says I never heard Master of Puppets before I covered it. Are you now a metal fan? Am I now a metal? Are you? Yeah, am I a metal fan? Wow. Okay. Well, I don't know. Not so much. But I have a collection of heavy sounds that I play on the keyboard. What's interesting is that through the years and playing a lot of heavy stuff, it kind of led me into this world of creating a lot of heavy patches on the keyboard. Things like, this sound. Sounds that are really beefy, and they even have like guitar elements in them. So they sound heavy by themselves, but by time you add the guitar element, you've got something that really is pretty mighty. And sometimes on the records, it's a little hard to know what the keyboard is and what the keyboard isn't, and that's because of the nature of the patches. I mean, if I play something like this, you can say that's a keyboard, but if I play this, you might not know. You look so good for your age, Jordan. What's your secret? You know what my secret is? I'm going to tell you my secret. My secret is rocking out and playing leads and doing stuff like this. it's stuff like that that keeps me feeling young. And also I hang around with all these young rockers, so that's kind of cool.
I noticed that in your recent work, like in The Presence of Enemies and also in An I May Remember, you started integrating like two-part polyphony, especially like towards the end, the do-do-dum bum 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 bum,
Right,
while the dum,
right,
dum,
yes.
dum, and also in I May Remember. And I was wondering if you're really starting to explore maybe taking that to the next level, maybe like 3 or 4, like, or maybe even doing covers of Bach. I would love to hear that.
Covers of Bach. I don't think. Well, I mean, never say never, but I don't
Like
think Dream
Toccata and
Theater's
Fugue,
about to
right?
do. I don't think Dream Theater's about to do a cover of Bach, but like Liquid Tension has been known to do covers, like we did the Rhapsody in Blue thing.
Oh,
but
yeah,
I
that was
appreciate
great.
you. I do appreciate you noticing that whole like contrapuntal thing that's going on, because that's very fun, you know, to do. And when I get to kind of be an orchestrator in the Dream Theater world, it's cool, you know. I enjoy that. It gives me a little bit of a different kind of side. I mean, sometimes I'm like the heavy keyboard guy, like doubling the lines and doing weird stuff like that, and other times I'm the orchestral guy, and I got to do that. And one of the funny things about the whole orchestral side is that in the studio it's kind of like, you play that line, and you might have some chords, and you might have different things going on, but then you have to figure out
Oh, beautiful.
you got to put it all together, and that's where I get to go back and do probably like I get to go back and do probably what you're doing every day, which is practicing, because you got to be able, like when you first start something, it's like you kind of like you don't know where to look, and it's all like confusing and weird. But somehow, and this, somehow after you've played things, a number of times, like impossible things can start to be like, reality and physically possible. So that's one of the spots where I layered like 10 things. So I went, okay, well I'll sample the the chord, and I'll put that on my pinky, and then I'll take my thumb and I'll poke out the melody, and I'll do the strings, and then after a while you think about it, how am I going to do it? I lose sleep. He would like to know what influences he has that makes him such a phenomenal musician, and a Merry Christmas. Well, oh wow, you're inspiring me to maybe play a little Christmas song. What should I play? Here's a really good question. In this Christmas, you'll be dressed as Santa Claus. That's right. I'm going to be dressed as Santa Claus. What kind of question is that? That's bizarre. Okay, I'll drop that one. But thank you for asking anyway.